Right, you're doing not doing well. I got to get flat Earth in there. I'm here to
We
debunk you,
are
Rob.
listening. We are live.
Are we live already?
We are. Yes.
Right, I'm still trying to upload this. Processing will begin shortly. It's taking a mic, mate. All right then.
No worries. Hi everybody. We've got one joined us already. Thank you for coming tonight. It's very short notice, and as always, I apologise for the short notice. I have a very busy schedule, and I have to. I do things as and when I can. So here we are tonight again. I've had a very busy week. I was just talking to Richard about that. Doing a bit of overtime at work and getting home late, and been one thing after another. I wanted to upload a short video through the week. I didn't even get a chance to do that. But anyway, here we are tonight. So thank you for coming. The last video we did about the flat Earth, I wanted to carry on a little. Sorry, Rich, you want to say something?
No, I'm watching the trouble I'm having uploading my notification video with YouTube. It's fucked me. It's about 1 minute. It's about 1 minute 48 seconds long, and it's you know, I've uploaded 20-minute videos in like 10 minutes. Well, that's
what's his name? Just a Voice 5. He's been having a lot of problems with that. He does a 5-minute video and it takes him about 2.5 to 3 hours to upload it.
Yeah, I'll tell you what though.
It's nothing to do with his internet speed. He thinks they're fucking him about, you know.
Yeah, I've got good internet. Me, I'm hardwired into I don't know whatever it is, megabytes per second or whatever. But I got a really good
me too,
internet
thing.
But this is the thing. I made a complaint, didn't I? I don't know. Did you see my video that I made a complaint to YouTube? Because on my comments, I couldn't comment. I couldn't even comment to say the moon is a bafflement. I couldn't. That was, you know, is that this? And I did a video and I actually sent it off to YouTube. The danger of complaining to YouTube is you're marked. That's the danger of, and I think that is quite possibly. It's still processing. Processing will begin shortly. So, you know.
Oh, don't worry about it, Rich. I mean, like I said earlier, it doesn't matter if nobody gets the notifications, then you know, they can watch it, you know, in their own time at a later date. I did. Yeah. I did give.
What I'm trying to do, Rob, is I'm trying to fill out time until I can upload my video, and then you can kick off with your dome theory, and I'm gonna try my darndest.
I'm going to stop you there.
All right.
Not a theory.
It is, Robert, because we're having a discussion about it now. When my notification video comes out, you have a little listen to it, and it will explain. I have come here to try and debunk the dome theory. All right.
Well,
so you're in one corner, I'm in the other corner.
It might be a theory to a lot of people, but it's certainly not a theory to me. If you take the Bible literally, and you follow what the Bible says in Genesis about the creation, and how the earth was formed, and what he did to protect the earth, and you know, it's all crystal clear.
Yeah. But this is the thing, Robert. You have to convince people that don't believe in the Bible. That is the thing.
That's not my job. No, I'm not here to convince people to believe in the Bible. That has to come from them.
No. You have to you have to convince people that the dome is a real thing.
Right. You froze up. You froze up there for a minute.
I get Wi-Fi'd out. I think somebody's trying to infiltrate me. I don't think they'll get in, but right, you got somebody that doesn't believe in the Bible, okay? The inspired word of God.
Yeah.
In the beginning, God created heaven and earth. Now have to convince somebody that doesn't believe, like an atheist, that doesn't believe in the dome from a biblical perspective. You have to convince them that the dome is real. So you can't. This is what we cannot do. We cannot say, "Oh, well, this is what it says in the Bible. This is how God made it," because we know that already anyway. But what we need to do is convince those that don't believe in Scripture. We need to convince them that the dome is real, not that the Bible's real. That comes in time when they say, "Oh, yes, that's a point." Who's in the chat then? It's me. I know I've got one open. Right, let me see if it's still upload complete. Processing will begin shortly. Let me share my screen, Rob, and I'll show you.
Okay.
I'll have to set up my screen share, but yeah. So that's the problem we got is people. If we're relying on, because once we understand the God's creation, we've got a platform to spring off of, haven't we? And it all makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, what I was trying to say earlier, or try to explain, was my goal isn't to convince, because I think people have to convince themselves. What we try and do is show them what we know.
Yeah.
You know, not just from what the Bible says, but what the earth shows us. To give you an example, the Arctic Treaty, which was signed, when was it? Back in just before NASA kicked off. You've got to ask yourself questions. Why did they stop people going to the Arctic? Now, they say it's to preserve the wildlife, to stop in favor of Greenpeace, to stop pollution and all that type of thing. But
yeah,
this Admiral Byrd thing, there's a lot of videos out there about Admiral Byrd as an example. Now, I believe, from what I've seen on these videos, that Admiral Byrd and his crew actually discovered the edge of the firmament.
Yeah.
And after he did that and came back with his report, because even he himself said there's land out there that we're not even aware of.
Yeah. Bigger than America, he said, didn't he?
Yeah.
This is the thing. If you look at what all these nations are doing out in Antarctica, they got flipping diesel trucks, they got bulldozers, they got diesel this, they're polluting it. You know, you can see all the shitty tractor and tire marks. They're
exactly.
You know, they're not out there preserving it. If they were out there preserving it, they go out there with they won't go out there at all, would they?
They're out there to hide something.
Oh, absolutely.
That's what they're doing. They're hiding something.
And can you remember? Now this, I've been a flat earther for about maybe 4 years, maybe 5, something like that, maybe 4, 5. And then something twigged. Now, can you remember Superman, the film Superman with Christopher Reeve, the first one, when he went out to that icy place? He was in the icy place. That's where he had all those, you know, like the history, wasn't it, in icicles and things like that? Can you remember? In Crystals, that was it. Yeah. In like somewhere that was a bit like Antarctica. You remember that in that film?
I do.
So yeah. So I'm just sort of wondering, because we know how they stick the truth out there in these movies. Whether I would like to rewatch that. I think it would have been Superman 1, wouldn't it?
It was the first one, yeah.
Yeah. So that's it, because I think they got like Saturn's cube in there or something, is it? Or that? Because they like I don't know. I'll call them demons. It's the evil ones. They put them in like a cube, didn't they? Like a black cube, like a prison in space.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yes.
That they're spinning around in space. Oh, that's how. So that might be a really deep film. That might need rewatching.
That could correspond to the fallen angels, you know, because they were sent down to Earth, and they were imprisoned or barred from going back into heaven.
That's
sent down to the earth. Yeah,
that's it. So the correlation there is like boom, it was actually when he was in I don't know whether it was Antarctica or whether he was in the North Pole or where he was, but he was in a really icy place, wasn't he? In an ice cave.
It was allegedly the planet Krypton, wasn't it? That's where they came from.
That's where they came from, but he came to Earth and he needed to know, J-Love, he needed to know the history, didn't he? Oh, have you just put it up, Rob, have you?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I just hit it. It's your channel, mate.
No,
hello,
no,
J-Love.
no, Rich. Come on.
What's that? It's our channel. What have you called this? What have you called your team?
The 2
R's,
R's.
isn't it? The 2 R's. 2 R's, 2 R's.
No, you're confusing us with Narsoles.
Narsoles, yeah.
Narsoles, yeah.
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 But it would be interesting to rewatch that Superman film. Superman. Well, who's the most Superman?
That's to me, because I forgot about them 3 that were imprisoned, or was it 4 that were imprisoned? And that's a really good point you made there.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Kryptonite, cryptocurrency. What about that then? Green.
That's another one, yeah.
Got the emerald green in it. Now the emerald green is like the emerald tablets, which needs a bit of investigation and I mean, the problem with investigating all these little obscure things that are like one little jigsaw piece puzzle of a million piece, one little jigsaw piece of a million piece puzzle, is it takes up so much time, doesn't it?
It does.
It does, doesn't it?
But it's great. I mean, I used to hate reading. Well, I still hate reading, to be honest. I read when I need to do research. That's the only time I really read. My partner, she loves reading. She reads every night. She'll go to bed and read a book, you know. I can't be doing with that.
Did she read the Bible, Rob?
No.
Not at all?
I'm not saying she disbelieves the Bible, but she's not what I would say spiritually conscious.
We don't have to be spiritually conscious to appreciate the Holy Bible, mind, Rob, do we? Because as a story, as a I won't call it a fairy story, as like a fable that has a moral message at the end, like an Aesop's fable, or maybe like an Enid Blyton. You know, at the end of it, there's a message, isn't there, of morality.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put this message up from Awakening Soldier because I want to comment on this.
Oh, Michael.
He says, "Hello, y'all. Peace. Richard was joining to comment. We are doomed too, unless there truly is a mass awakening." My reason for that heading was "We are doomed, not doomed," is because we are not doomed. We have our Savior.
No, we're not.
We have our Savior, Jesus.
Michael, Rob, have you met Michael, Awakening Soldier? Have you met him?
Well, I've not. I'm
not about walking down. I'm not on about you met him in a pub or something. I'm on about you.
I'm not sure if I'm subscribed to him or not, to be honest. I've seen him before on our channel.
Yeah,
I have seen him before.
He's good, Michael.
He's pretty is that his name, Michael?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. That was Jesus.
No. Yeah.
Archangel Michael.
There's a link. There's a link up there, Mike. If do you mind being called Mike? There's a link up there. No, I haven't yet subbed. Yeah, Rob and me are sparring partners, aren't we, Rob? We fight.
We certainly are.
And then we make up. We never go to bed on a negative, do we? We always make up before we go to bed.
Yeah.
I thought that earlier on, actually. Let me check. Let me. I just want to. Let me just share my screen a minute. Just because I want to see what's happening on. See, processing will begin shortly. Upload complete. Processing will begin shortly. It's 1 minute 48 seconds long.
Yeah. You're having the same problems that Just the Voice 5 is having.
Ron, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Ron, if you're out there, if you're listening, come on in, my friend. Anyway, Awakening Soldier, thank you for joining us. Talking about the end of your comment there, we are doomed too. Well, like I said about our Saviour Jesus. So if we trust and rely and put our faith in Him, then we're not doomed because we know the end story.
Yeah, we're doomed.
He says, unless there truly is a mass awakening, I think there will be a mass awakening, and that's when the problems will really start. It's like the old jibby jabby. I've got to be careful what I say here. But have you been noticing?
Jibby jabby then. Oh, Jabberwocker. We're talking about Star Wars, aren't we? Star Wars we're talking about. Jabba the Walk.
Oh, Jibby Jabby from Star Wars, yeah. Jibby Jabby from Star Wars. Yeah. It's all coming out now. When originally we were the selfish ones. We were selfish for not doing what they were saying.
Yeah.
Right? We were spreading this.
Yeah.
Spreading the gospel, you know what I'm saying?
Amen.
we were spreading it. We were spreading it. And we were selfish for that, for not taking it. But now they're backtracking. All these people are starting to come out saying, well, yeah, we were told that if you had this, it would stop somebody else getting it. And it's all coming to light now.
Yeah. I've just done it, Rob.
Oh, sorry. I probably took it off now then.
Yeah.
Is that Mo End, yeah? You put Mo End up?
Right, I just put it on.
Right.
It's like a game of slap, isn't it? No, not slap. Yeah.
But yeah, going back to this this dome thing, Richard.
Yeah.
Admiral Byrd. Now, I think he came back with a lot of information that he wasn't able to tell us. I think it was classified. He did tell us a few things, but it's very interesting that when he came back, that Antarctica suddenly became unavailable to everybody. Nobody could go there without effectively permission from the authorities. Yeah. So to me, they are hiding something. If he found what I would say, you know, is the edge of that firmament,
yeah,
that would be proof in itself. And going back to the whole.
Or he found the edge. What about this? Well, what about this, Rob? What about this, though, Rob? What about about gatekeepers, don't you? Like, you know what gatekeeper is, don't you? They like, what's his name? David Icke. People reckon he's a gatekeeper. They need to get the truth out there one way or another.
Yeah.
Which is what a gatekeeper is, isn't it? Somebody that's infiltrated the truth movement. So what about if Admiral Byrd was a gatekeeper? So he's actually putting it out there, the truth, and people saying, "Oh, go out there and have a look for yourself." Then no, you can't go out there. It's well, it can't be against the law, can it? God's earth. You know, we have we have sovereignty over no one else.
Yeah.
Nobody else. Talking
about that, they have to put the truth out there. Do you remember? And I think it was only a couple of years ago, or 2 or 3 years ago, there was a TV series that came out called The Dome, and this dome suddenly appeared over this. Did you see that?
The Zone?
No, The Dome.
The Dome.
Yeah, it was called The Dome. I think it was called The Dome. And this whole
like a little place in.
The whole city was actually cut off, and this dome was formed. You know, so
yeah.
And the Simpsons too, they've done it. There was a baseball match, and the guy.
I was going to say that, yeah.
Back the baseball, and it goes up into the ceiling, smashes the sky, and all the water starts coming through. So that they're putting the truth out there, so that people can see, yes, this is true, but don't necessarily take it seriously or don't believe it.
Yeah. Yeah. And this is the thing.
Operation. Go on.
This Operation Fishbowl, that was Admiral Byrd's little soiree, wasn't it? Out to
No, that wasn't Admiral Byrd. He was nothing to do with Operation Fishbowl. No.
What was his operation then?
Right, hang on. Let me just get this up.
I mean, I could look for it, but I'm checking to see if my notification, it ain't. Processing will begin shortly. Is it because I've mentioned Flat Earth on it? I have mentioned that. I want a banner of bullshit under any video. I'd love a banner under it. I need to get an abortion banner. You know, they got an abortion banner now. And if you talk about abortion and you put abortion in your video title, they've now introduced an abortion banner. I haven't read it, but you know, I think it might link to the NHS or something like that. But you know, you Nephilim. I've got a lizard one, reptilians.
Oh, I've got one of them.
You got one of them, didn't you?
Yeah,
so we'll have to pick the next one. I've got a few Flat Earth ones. There isn't one from the fake moon landing. There is. If you say the moon landing was fake, there isn't one.
Right.
There isn't a banner. I haven't come across a banner of bullshit for the to debunk the conspiracy theory that the moon landing didn't happen. There isn't one. But there's, I got loads. I've screen recorded. And what I was going to do was I'm going to call it Banner of Bullshit Roulette. They got one for the COVIDs, look.
Yeah.
I'm going to call it Banner of Bullshit Roulette. And if you just say you get about 10 of these different information boxes, the Banner of Bullshit, and you put in your title, you put every single one. So you write Nephilim, Flat Earth,
lizards,
reptilians, and so your whole video title has just got all these. Now this is what I'm hoping is going to happen. If we can get everybody, or we get a lot of people that can do Banner of Bullshit Roulette at a certain time on a specific day, perhaps we could blow the AI up with them all going, you know, and they're like picking. They're like, and it's a bit like One-Armed Bandit. We've got all these different banners. I've just screen captured just a little banner.
Yeah.
So if I can get them to go up like that and then stop on one, doing. But that's it, banner. And it is with the idea of trying to blow up AI.
Yeah.
Trying to blow up the algorithm. We'll do that. We'll get that up soon. Yeah, we'll do that. And then when it's just do it. But if you mention every single thing that there is a banner of, and I've actually got it. In fact, I might share this in a minute, because I think it's, you got to just have fun with them, mate, because this is the devil's playground. This is the devil's backyard we're playing in.
Yeah.
Banners of bullshit. YouTube Banners of Bullshit it's called. But yeah. And here's the thing. Flat Earth Friday. Have you heard of Simon Dan?
Flat Earth Friday?
Yeah.
I've heard of Black Friday, but not Flat Earth Friday.
Have you heard of Schmyman Dan?
Yeah, he's an arsehole.
Yeah. Well, he does. He's the only one that does Flat Earth Friday. That's his thing, right. Flat Earth Friday. So if everybody just did a Flat Earth Friday, I mean, obviously he'd be at the top in a search, but just to have a laugh with him, see if he's got a sense of humor, because I don't think he has. He's like, I mean, it's like listening to paint. I mean, I'm no flipping, I'm not a good listen to, but him, it's like listening to paint dry. It's like, does he ever smile? I'm having a go at him. I am, because he's really pissed me off. Because he's full of bullshit.
I was curious. I first came across him about a year ago, and I watched one of his videos, and I thought, what a total dick.
Yeah.
The crap he comes out with, and he proves nothing. He tries to debunk things. He debunks nothing.
He doesn't.
It's all total crap.
He just says this is it and that's it. There's no debate.
Yeah.
I mean, if he got on, if he got on a discussion we'll call it a discussion, then with say Jeranism and Witsit, the two of them together, they're absolute gold. They're gold. Get the two of them together, because I've watched a few.
Your live stream colleagues.
Hey, what'd you say?
I said your live stream colleague has just come on. Hi, Malibu.
Yeah, we chat.
Nice for you. Thank you for joining us.
Me with Wi-Fi. Yes, I get a Wi-Fi signal come up. Yeah, but just, I mean, if he was actually in a debate rather than just sitting there spouting, and that's the end of it.
That's how he comes across to me. He gives his side of the story. He proves nothing. He doesn't look at both sides. Now, to me, when I do research, right, I always look at it from both sides. I think, right, so-and-so says this, so-and-so says that. Let me look at both, and then I'll determine which I think seems more logical.
Yeah.
He looks at science as everything as being the answer. Science says this, that's what it is.
YouTube banners of truth. I've got it's 1 minute 40 seconds long. Oh,
is it gone in now? Has it gone through?
No, my no, I'll show you. It's still processing. Upload complete. Processing will begin shortly. It's yeah, there's something not quite right. But like I say, I did make quite a severe complaint, because I you know, I said to them, oh, you know, you're picking on me. Mo End, hello. Yeah. Oh, there's Michael's there.
Oh, should we bring him in?
I've done it.
Oh, well done,
Brother Michael. Shalom, my friend. How are you? Can you hear me? Can you hear Rob?
Good.
There he is.
Pleased to meet you. I was just in settings trying to get the audio to come through my Bose speaker, but it's not working.
Yeah, it's going now.
Little tinny here on my cell phone.
What's that say on your t-shirt? That's not a swear
Awesome.
word.
How are you? Fuck Google.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'll agree with that. I'll agree with that.
They misspelled it wrong though. It should say Jugal.
Oh,
I always say Jugal. I'm on Google Maps, and I had one account canceled after 7 million views. I call it Jugal Maps. Check me out. I got 4 or 5 accounts, and I spread all the truths and God's creations in the woods at the same time. So, anyways,
we're not allowed to say that.
Very nice to meet you, Robert.
What's your name, Awakening?
Michael.
Michael, I brought a t-shirt once. I brought a t-shirt very similar to that, but mine said, I don't use Google. My wife knows everything.
I hand these out to people I see doing COVID protests. Bumper stickers.
Michael.
Proactive.
Michael.
Yeah. Yeah.
Michael. What we're trying not to do is mention words that might get Rob a spank.
Gotcha. My bad. Won't happen again.
Hold your wrist out. Give it a slap.
It's true. You know, we're creative people. Google, YouTube, as a platform, ain't the creative ones. They rely on other people. Now, I'm not saying I'm a creator, but I do create things. We both do. We all three of us.
It's lagging.
Lagging. Oh, I'm lagging as well. Oh, I'm back. We're creators. We just gotta, you know, have a bit of fun in Satan's backyard. We know what we can't say, and we know what we can say, but we can still get the exact same. It's like your Jamaican patois, you know. Wagwan. or Cockney rhyming slang. It's there as like a sort of secret language, isn't it? Yeah, I'm happy with your Google t-shirt though. Google, go ogle. To ogle is to look at lecherously. And black Google.
I have 3 of them. This is a short sleeve. I got a long sleeve. I have dozens of shirts exposing all the insanity.
Yeah. What was I going to say then? Black goo. Black goo. Well, if you got black is satanic. Black is evil. Black is the opposite of light.
So is this graphene based?
Well, I guess so. Yeah. Google. Goo. Black goo. Where does that come from? But ogle. To look at with lecherous intent. To eye provocatively. Now, I've had that deleted from comments so many times. I've given up recording it. But yeah, if you just say
graphite, black goo, graphite, everything these days.
Oh, yeah. Sorry about that. I was wondering. I just wanted to say hello to Malibu. She's such a precious lady in my life.
Yeah, she's beautiful. Yeah. Right, all we gotta do, Malibu, is you know what to do. Is just elevate ourselves. All the shit that people throw at us. No, we got protection. Yeah.
It goes back to what I was saying about the title of this live stream.
So again,
you are domed. We are domed, not doomed.
Yeah,
we're not doomed because we have the one savior. The one savior.
Oh, absolutely. Everybody. Yeah, we're not doomed. We're not doomed.
We're not doomed.
We're not doomed.
Yeah.
We have the glory's got to be there. You know, the glory's there if you just stand in the truth. It's
right.
You know, even just
walking on foundations, but all the people are off their foundations. It's crazy how they've robbed us of
our Absolutely, and all they need is they need to be shown what the foundation is. It's a really simple thing.
That's right.
It's a simple thing. There's a foundation. There's your rock. There's the truth. This is how you should be. This is what would please God. Do not disobey God. Do not eat from that tree. And then the replenishing of the earth will be with, possibly, I'll just throw this out, there would be people that God will trust to obey him. And it wasn't really horrible. It wasn't, it wasn't nasty commandments. They're not nasty
Talking of foundations, Richard. Talking of foundations, the earth is immovable, built on foundations. But we're supposedly spinning at so many thousand miles an hour around a galaxy and a universe, around all the other planets. But the earth has its foundation. What's a foundation for? Stability.
They say we're spinning 1,039 miles an hour. The speed of sound is 784, I believe. A jet engine on a plane is about 980 miles an hour. Now, if you go on one of those childhood roundabouts in the park, you'll get thrown off at 24 kilometers an hour. Trust your senses, our God-giving senses.
But centrifugal force on something.
That's what keeps us alive. Our senses, our ability, our equilibrium, our ears, our eyes, our sense of smell, our awareness. So anybody that says, well, we can't trust our senses, I say, yeah, put on a blindfold headphones, go walk in the middle of a busy highway at rush hour. See if you can cross it without your senses. This is what keeps us alive. Keeps us in reality.
Very good point. Very good point, that, Michael. Very good point.
Right, let's get right.
So everyone's been so dumbed down. Everybody today has been so dumbed down, and whether it be the fluoride in the water, or whether it be what they're doing up above in the skies, or
the
what they're teaching on
the food, the demineralization of foods, anything that says refined or modified, throw it straight in the garbage. Get rid of that crap. Anything processed.
Yeah.
Sinful, evil times we live in when 90% of all the junk shit in grocery stores is poisonous to us.
Yeah.
And nothing is made in any of our countries. It's all made in third world countries, communist countries, by child slave labor. people that never leave a factory their entire life for generations. This is NAFTA selling us out. NAFTA is the North American Free Trade Agreement. They sold us out decades ago, centuries ago. And it's only exponentially getting worse every freaking day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We have been taking the piss off. I, you know, call it what you want. I say they're taking the piss, really. Man. They're taking the piss on people that don't want it. Now, those that just go along with the flow because, you know,
conform and comply, be complicit in your own enslavement or else.
Sean G. What's up, party people? Hello, Sean. Oh, shall I bang him up? Hydrogenated. Nothing's any good. Nothing that is processed is any good.
Absolutely not.
And I'm working on Twinkies at the moment.
Pretty scary. There's a pretty scary video I got out there.
Hey?
We can get Twinkies in the UK. I was in Sainsbury's tonight, and there's an American section, and Twinkies are there. Twinkies and them Hershey bars, and what's the other one?
Let me ask you a question about Robert. Let me ask you a question about Twinkies. Let me ask you a question about Twinkies. Did you read the back?
Yeah, it's full of absolute E numbers and colorings and all sorts of crap.
Did you read the warning?
There's a warning on there. You told me about it before.
I'm gonna bring it up again because I'm working on it. But I phoned up Tesco's. It was about 2 years ago. I phoned up Tesco's to inquire about product placement. I want to speak to the person that was a product placement manager. And I got this. Oh, I don't know. It's like over half an hour. I was chatting with this guy, Scottish guy. First, I got cut off by some woman that couldn't answer me. But I just wanted to know. But Twinkies. They sell and
it said that outside, and no animal or insect would eat it, just like margarine.
Oh, absolutely. And I've got 2 adverts. I think they're from 2013 when Twinkies went. Let me get the folder up a minute, and I'll show you the pictures. Twinkies.
There's so many preservatives in it that thing could last for decades.
Right. I'm gonna share as much as I can actually, but I'm gonna share my screen a minute, and I'll share it whole because I can. Right, this is my Twinkies folder. That's my phone calls. Twinkies are back in the news, okay? March 2013. Now, Twinkies, right, this is your Twinkies here.
Yeah, I'm on a cell phone. I can't see Jack.
Well, I'm blowing it up a minute. Can you see that?
Yeah, that's perfectly good. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was, that's the front, that's the back.
Pure poison.
Right, that's all the nutritional information. But this bit is the back. Ingredients, all of this. Have you read the warning? Have you ever seen the warning?
Warning, E129 and E102 may have an adverse effect on activity and attention in children. ADHD. Yeah.
Exactly. And this was what I phoned up about. I wanted to know, and plus they got below that, derived from a genetically modified source. Now this was, I can't remember when it said, it had the best before. It's about 2 years ago, and it ain't changed. I checked, in Morrison's now sell them. But that there, who on earth, ADHD is if you got a child with ADHD, you got a potential of breeding a criminal. You got a potential of having a child that is going to be a criminal.
Well, do you know what Ritalin is for? Lazy parents.
What do you call it?
Ritalin. It's for lazy parents that don't know how to raise a kid, and it's now passed on generation to generation. We're forever going down the shithole quick.
Unfortunately, that's the majority of parents these days. I work in a store, and the unruly kids that come in there, climbing over everything. You know, when I was a kid and I went to the shops with my mother, I was told before I even went into the store at the door, you stand by my side, you touch nothing, and you look with your eyes. And I wouldn't dare touch anything. But now they climb, they run off. The parents don't even know where the kids are.
Incredible.
Yeah, it's getting worse and worse and worse. They're too busy. They've got their heads buried in their phones or their own what they're interested in, and then they, you know, if something was to happen, like say a child got lost in the store, somebody abducted that child, they'd say, "Oh, it's just why won't you watching? You know, somebody's took my child." And the fact that they haven't been watching them or taking proper care of them, they're just totally oblivious to it.
Yes, and there's cameras on every street corner in every big city now, you know?
Yeah.
Big Brother is everywhere. There's no evading them anymore. Not even here off-grid in the woods, boat or float plane only. You know, they've been tracking me for going on 7 years now. And no doubt, every keystroke you ever make on a computer, whether you delete it or add it, edit it, and not even send it, it still gets recorded. Every single keystroke you ever touch, there's none of it ever disappearing.
Oh, absolutely. And Austin from Ohio, he put a video. I think it was, well, it might have been an old one, or it might have been one recent. I've only just found his channel through.
Yeah, me too. I only got introduced to him through I'm not sure, maybe a month or so ago. He's a great young man. He's waking up 3
days ago, but he was on about it. Even if you delete a video, you can still get a strike for it. Now,
I just saw that. That's fucked up, isn't it?
Mike, can I ask you a question?
Absolutely.
Yeah. When did you actually wake up yourself to what was really going on?
February 21st, 2016, about 4 o'clock in the morning. God said, Michael, you're living a decadent life of lies. Look into the New World Order. 3 months later, after intense research, YouTube sent me a link to, based on what you've been researching, look into flat Earth. I laughed my ass off and said, who is that fucking retarded to think Earth is flat? 3 months.
That was me. I thought that.
YouTube is sending me. I says, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to take 10 minutes, go down this rabbit hole, have a good laugh, and move on to the next rabbit hole. Fuck me. It tore my life apart. And you know what? I lost everything. Walked away from the rest. And I thank God every single day for it, even though it destroyed my previous indoctrination, brainwashing, conform, comply, or else bullshit.
Oh, that's like a breath of fresh air, mate. When you get the truth, it's like a breath. It's like, you know, it's like
absolutely. You fear nothing anymore in life. You know the minds of the psychopaths, the sociopaths. True Stream Media has a good one, the minds of men. Even though there's been a recent video about them being by 7 grains of salt, a Finnish girl, Cindy's her name. She did a good video on True Stream Media, who I've been following forever. I email tons of people. I have hundreds of family online, and quite a few of them actually have gone missing, killed, murdered, whatever. But anyways, they expose True Stream Media for all their links to corporations, institutions, and shit. You should have a look at it. So they may be controlled opposition as well. You know, they give us the truth because that's what God told Satan he had to do, right? Otherwise, their plans will work against us. So maybe they're that type of tool that gives us more truth than the rest out there.
Yeah.
Well, this is the thing. It doesn't matter where the truth. Doesn't matter where the truth comes from. Doesn't matter where
the only truth comes from God Almighty, Jesus Christ. Let God be true and every man a liar.
Yeah, but the truth of what they're up to, I'm talking about.
And we're
The
all
truth.
liars, whether we know it or not, because we've been deceived into certain set social patterns and,
Yeah,
the psychological
yeah.
warfare since birth.
Well, somewhere along the line. Now, I mean, you look at Alex Jones. He's been in the news recently, and he was in Bohemian Grove. Now, if that wasn't a setup that somebody can infiltrate Bohemian Grove and get a
Yeah.
picture, and then
Can you
get out
imagine those?
there quick.
Exactly. Imagine those billionaires, millionaires, the occultists back in the day, the most secret people, allowing some clown like him to breach their fucking fence.
Oh,
It's all a
absolutely.
stage show. He's just another muppet. Fucking looking the truth movement look bad, He makes himself so ridiculous when he tells the truth, you discredit him anyways.
Yeah. Well, he was allegedly fined nearly 1 billion, wasn't he? 900 and something million that he has to allegedly pay these people. What a joke.
So they say.
Yeah, what a joke.
Yes.
But people believe it. They see it and they believe it. They follow the news, they watch the news.
That's right. Once God starts your awakening, best what?
Mom.
Best mom. Awesome.
Yeah. I bought it from your mum. It's too big for her.
Once God starts your awakening, you have purpose, and it's to expose them all. You see through all their bullshit instantly.
Yeah.
Right, back to the dome.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's get back to the dome.
Yeah. Mike, have you heard of Operation Fishbowl?
Please, Robert.
Yeah.
Say again.
I'm listening. Have you heard of Operation
Did you ask me something
Fishbowl?
about operations? Oh,
Operation Fishbowl.
Operation Fishbowl was conducted. I believe it was conducted 57 through 59, maybe even up into the early 60s by Russia and the USA, the military arm of Israel. And they went to the Antarctic, our ice wall.
Michael.
Yes.
Michael.
Yeah.
Michael. Please don't say that word, mate. Honestly, I'm serious.
Okay, I'm sorry.
All you got to do is look at Ron. Look at Ron. Just a voice.
I get a little too passionate. This is why I don't talk in my videos anymore. I'm on my 10th channel.
We can talk, but we know that there's certain things you can't deny. You can't deny Auschwitz. Who would anyway? You can't deny the medical bullshit. So it's
I know.
There's point.
You can't deny anything in the. Listen, the day is coming when you have to believe everything you were told on TV.
Thank you, Malibu. I bought it from your mum. It's too big for it.
Well, anyways, Operation Fishbowl was conducted in late 50s, early 60s by Russia and the USA to try and get through our dome to the firmament. They fired hundreds and hundreds of rockets. They say it's nuclear, but I don't believe in nuclear. That's just more fear porn.
I tried to do some research, but I unfortunately I misunderstood you. I typed in Operation Fish Fingers. I just I don't know.
I didn't know.
And I'll tell you what I did come up. Operation Fish Fingers, and it was Admiral Birdseye. Admiral Birdseye, Admiral Birdseye. You get me tasty cod with batter on.
Well,
here's the thing.
Operation Fishbowl and Operation Dominic were very closely related. And Operation Dominic was a series of, I think it was 31 nuclear test explosions, right? And most of that was conducted in 1962. So you're right, Mike, about that. And what they said was that 20 of these shots were to test. This was their explanation for these experiments. 20 of these shots were to test new weapons designs, 6 to test weapons effects. And the Thor missile, which they specifically mentioned, was used to lift warheads into near space to conduct high altitude nuclear explosion tests. Mike, they were trying to break through the dome.
Absolutely, and the lowest point is on the our ice water container, naturally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I wanted to find something
Well,
on
what do
here
you
because there
think
was.
the height of the dome is? What do you think the height is the dome is? After 7 years, I'm guessing it's anywhere between 70 to 90 miles up, depending on how far you can go through into the ether before it completely stops you.
Well, that's
I
guessing.
saw a
You
video
don't
on
stop
YouTube
it,
once.
you're slowed down.
This is the thing.
It doesn't.
I saw a
thing.
video on YouTube once that somebody sent a rocket up. It was a private company, and it actually reached 70 miles, and then it stopped dead. They had the cameras on the rocket from all angles. They
And
sent it up.
Did you notice the moon in the background too? And it's supposed to be on the other side of our ball Earth.
Yeah, exactly. But it stopped dead at 70 miles, and it was like as if something was stopping the movement.
Yes. Yeah. Crazy. Eh?
So we can't leave. We can't leave this plane. And Richard pointed out at the beginning of this.
So they can't. That's right. So they can't leave this realm. So they're destroying everything in it God created.
Yeah.
Oh, pretty much, yeah. Rob, I've got Operation Dominic, okay, on another tab.
Yeah.
Now I can pick any number of any one of a number of websites. The top one is obviously Wikipedia, Operation Dominic, or there's Nuclear Weapon Archive, or what have you got? What are you referencing? Because I can bring it up big screen.
What about Operation Dominic?
Yeah.
Well, interestingly enough about that, I was talking to you about this earlier as well. Operation Dominic. The word Dominic comes from the original Latin Dominicus, and the word Dominicus actually translated means from the Lord or of the Lord. So if you put Operation Fishbowl, and Operation Dominic or from the Lord, what do you get? Fishbowl from the Lord. You turn a fishbowl upside down, you've got a dome.
That's some good connecting the dots there.
Yeah. Oh well, if I had that on, actually, hold it.
See, that's why I love these chats. So you always get a slightly new perspective, new way of looking at things.
Rob,
it's a great way to reframe from learning from each other.
Cool, that's really cool. That I like that. Yeah, that's really good, clever. That, Rob. I told you to not tell me. I said, wait. Give me a surprise. Yeah, and that is
it's the same old story. It's the same old story. They have to put the truth out there. Fishbowl, it's made of glass, but they say the firmament is a strengthened glass. It's like a strengthened glass. You turn the fishbowl upside down, you've got a dome, and then you've got Operation Dominic or Dominicus from the Lord. Fishbowl from the Lord. That's what's protecting the earth.
Yeah. Not fish fingers then.
And the stars haven't changed in 6,000 years, and they're all in sync and patterns around the Polaris North Star. That's impossible after 6,000 years of recorded man. The Big Bang Theory. Theory means not real. It's not a fact. Otherwise, it'd be a fact and not a theory.
A factoid.
Theories are assumptions, hypotheses. It's all Mike, scientism bullshit. Scientism is the new world religion.
Yeah, it is. If you take out the Big Bang Theory, right? If you just believe that, then everything else is knocked out. You can't believe in evolution. You can't believe, you know. So this is why they brought about the Big Bang Theory.
I always say, what are your top 5 truths? Your top 5 truths. And I always say number 1 through 5 are flat Earth because it destroys all their psyops. Once you realize they lied about who we are, evolution, and just as importantly, where we live, you see through everything from that moment on.
Absolutely.
Now, a lot of people, I struggled with it. I thought I was going insane. I said, Mike, you're taking on the whole fucking world here after 3 months of deep research into flat Earth. And what got me was flat water. That was the sealed deal. Yeah. And I'm a little ashamed to say it, but I knew Satan was real about 5 seconds before I knew there was a God. After I grew up a Catholic, an altar boy, all that bullshit. So,
Yeah.
you know, there is a God and there's a demigods.
That's someone that's addicted to cats, isn't that? Cataholic? Is that like an alcoholic? Is that?
Yeah. The Roman Catholic Mafia.
This right. Firstly, there's two things I only need to know. Firstly, water's level.
Yes.
Boats over the horizon, over the curve, boats back from the curve. And the other thing is,
yeah,
the dome. We live in a pressurized atmosphere, and apparently space is a vacuum. You need a barrier between a vacuum and
that's
pressurized
where the firmament is.
space. And that's what the firmament is. And that two things to me, I don't need to know anything else. The clincher is boats over the horizon, boats not over the horizon.
I tell lots of people if they ever feel tilt, wobble, spinning, or a rocketing motion, go see a doctor immediately. And while you're there, help with the Depop and get the jab.
Yeah, 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 and lay off the Jack Daniels.
Yeah, and support your local police. Support your local police. Shoot yourself.
No, we can't. We need them on our side, mate.
I must have only been about.
They're obeyers. They're dangerous men. They're dangerous, ignorant, willfully ignorant men, and they're obeyers. They're not hired on any IQ test. In fact, if they're too smart, they're not allowed in. You only have to be able to have no.
Right, you're generalizing. You're generalizing, and you're coming from a different perspective where the police just willy-nilly.
Well, I'm a targeted individual. There's no doubt about it. Classic
absolutely.
Case, right down to the letter of the T.
So your view is your view. We got a different type of police over here.
Yeah, the monster will always make the righteous look like the monsters they truly are. This is how they operate.
Well, I chat with a lot of police over here, and
yeah,
on a one-to-one basis. They got nothing on me.
You should see that video. Never talk to the police. I have in my playlist WEF. If you hit,
I always talk to the police, mate, because I need them to know. And I said to one copper once.
No, there's no waking them up.
There's going to come a time when you're going to have to put a gun on my head to force me to do something. A gun against my head to force me to do something. And he said, "Well, I wouldn't do that. I see a copper as another sovereign being. They just need educating.
Do they uphold him?
What they actually need is they need unity among those that have gone into the police force to uphold common law.
They're only here to fleece us. They're the gangsters on
America, because you
gangsters on the street.
America, Michael.
They're the gangsters
over here. There's a totally different system in England, in Great Britain.
Well, naturally, they've already taken. That's because they've taken all your fucking guns away. That's why it's a different system.
No, they haven't taken all the guns away. They've taken all the guns away from people that are law-abiding. You know that. You know that's the way it is. They only take away law-abiding. Oh, okay. Oh, come on, yeah. Oh, what harm will it do? Oh, microchip. Yeah, I don't mind being tracked because I'm a good boy. Yeah, track and trace. Oh, I don't mind. We'll have that. Oh, yeah, I don't mind because, the police need educating, mate. And this is the thing. If you got a class.
They're beyond it. They're beyond it. They're beyond it.
No, well, you're talking from an American perspective.
I'm Canadian.
Well, all right, then you're talking from a Canadian/American perspective, and I know Britain and America are like pretty much like that. But
well, they are behind the scenes, absolutely. They're just another colony under a different name.
Who is America?
The USA. Yes, absolutely, 100%. They never
Yes.
left. They built the undersea water cables. That's the first thing Lincoln did, or whoever it was, to have that connection instantly to direct the start of the USA. That's the very first thing they did. They spent billions of dollars back in the day to get the underwater sea cables.
Can I just pause everybody there? Just the voice 5 has come in. He's made a good point, and it's true what he says. Copts, low-level Masons, on their badges, they all have that Masonic symbol.
Yeah, they tried to get me to join them.
Rob, that's in America.
The Freemasons tried to get me to join. And I says, why do you want me? He says, well, we're all getting old now, and you're young blood, and we've been watching you since the get-go, and you're a smart learner, Mike. And they had me meet them. I couldn't even bring my chipped credit cards to meet them. No digital anything, cell phone, wallet, anything. No. And
did you have to sleep in a coffin?
They said they said they'd make all the death threats go away and all my financial issues disappear.
Yeah.
And I just ended up moving because you can't really, tell them no. I wanted to tell them we know who wins in the end. So why would I join you?
Exactly. Can we just the voice 5, if you're still listening in, please click on the link at the top.
Tell me that you love me.
At the top of the
Ron, come on for a chat, mate. But listen, to broad blanket every single cop with that.
Well,
it's not true. It's
they
not
signed
true. Honestly,
they signed a contract to uphold immoral law.
Common law. Uphold common law. That's what they go in to do. Now there are arseholes in there. But this is the thing.
They're highway bandits. They're thieves.
Listen. If you got 30 children in a class, all positive and happy, and then the bully walks in, what do the 30 children do? What's the effect of one bully on 30 children?
Well,
from your experience. I'll tell you my experience.
In the old days,
the one bully totally negativizes the whole class because they're scared.
Negative frequencies, yes.
Absolutely, but it's one negative frequency versus 30 positives. The only reason it fails is because the 30 positives don't know how to unify, and they don't know how to deal with that negative energy. Now, there's two ways you can deal with that negative energy. We can say, please just get away, and then we carry on. They need that unity. Or the 30 positives can say, listen, what's your problem, negative? Come and join us. Because the chances of that one negative having nurturing issues, like they're abused as a child or something, listen. There's two ways you can rebuke the negative, and it ain't the negative's fault. We're talking about children that have been influenced by bad nurturing, bad parenting, bad education. Perhaps they don't know what the meaning of love is, so the only way they know how to react is with hate. But if the 30 positives just unite and say, listen, come on in, join us, and that's it. So there's two ways to do it, and this is how groups work. They'll put fear. Fear is the biggest emotional control weapon that the negatives have got. Look at Lord of the Flies. Kill the pig. One kids killed a pig, and all the crowd of children killed Piggy. That's how it works, and it can be turned around. You need to believe and know that God energy, positive, Jesus Christ energy, can influence. And if it don't influence, then you just say rebuke. I rebuke you, because you're not receiving it. So to say we're doomed when it comes to the police, You know, I've watched videos where the police have actually stood up in towns, in small towns. They've actually stood up for the people during lockdowns and things. I had a good relationship with a lot of. I was talking with my mum today about. I had like about a 40-minute conversation with a cop right on lockdown, and he was on his car like this, his police car, and I was on the other side of his police car. You know, I was out for a walk. I didn't have to explain myself. He didn't ask me, but I was talking. I ended up saying, I said to him, "Have you ever read the Bible?" Because I knew what was coming. Have you ever read the Bible? And he said, "Oh, I used to." I said, "Well, I suggest you start reading it again." And he just looked at me, and we just had there's a you know when you've got a rapport with someone. I don't care if somebody says, "Oh, they're all deceiving this and that," because I had a one-to-one relationship with a human, with a man out of uniform, but he was in uniform. And this is there's one evil element in a group of people that can like look at Freemasons. I know Freemasons, entry-level Freemasons that go in there because they're attracted by this networking aspect. They're also attracted by the fact that the Freemasons have got the reputation of being charitable. Same as with the Lions, the Rotary Club, the Shriners. They've got. It's like I always say it. It's like having a Bible here, but inside you got a dirty magazine. This is the face of the Freemasons, charitable, yes. But inside is dirt.
Speaking of the Freemasons, I put to the judge yesterday. He threatened to contempt me of court on a call-in 4 times yesterday, threatening me left and right after I'm calling them out against all the crimes against me. Anyway, so we're going to trial with a jury. And I asked him, I says, how many Freemasons are you going to stack the deck in the jury against me? I said, how many Freemasons are going to be in the jury of the 12? You know, he didn't like that.
Did you, excuse me a minute, did you just block Lion Twat, Rob? You obviously did.
I blocked somebody earlier because of their comment against Malibu. It wasn't a very nice comment, so I blocked it.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, it looks like somebody had a name there. Malibu is a liar or something. I thought I saw that.
That's the one I blocked. Yeah, I blocked it straight away.
Well, you know, it's we got to expect that, and
I don't know what her story is with people attacking her, but there's lots of you know, off-duty cops doing it, shit like that.
Well, it could be. This is one theory I've got. Is a lot is potentially or possibly there are people stuck in prison that get access to the, you know, all the porn and dirty paedophile content. Are sat in prison, right? You go and do your bit of trolling, and then you get your free access to whatever it is you want to watch on the black flipping web or the dark web or whatever. You know, they got to be everywhere. But when you get into high level stuff that needs intelligence, you're not gonna go to the prison. You're gonna go to you're gonna go to like GCHQ.
Let me cut you off here. I got to end the call. I got an animal here. I got an animal here in the woods around my cabin for the last 10 minutes. I got to go check it out. I'll call you back. I got to go see if it's a wolf, a deer, a bear, or what. I'll be back. Cheers.
Okay. Might be a sheep.
God bless you.
Might be a sheep, Mike.
Yeah, no, that's the last animal I want out here. You know, animals are
outside of life.
On the final note, animals are predictable. Humans aren't. This is why I'm in the woods. I'd rather deal with the bears and everything else I got out here than fucking humans. Anyways, I'll talk to you soon.
All right, brother. Yeah.
Thanks, Mike.
Yeah. Right. I'm back. I keep getting this signal up. He's back. Rob's gone.
Oh,
I'm there. You're there. Oh, that's all right. Yeah, I got somebody trying to infiltrate my. This is a thing about any internet thing, Rob. All the massive cell phone companies and internet providers, and they're all, you don't get to be in the high places of services without being spiritually wicked. And Vodafone, I don't know, I can't think of any other ones. BT, Verizon.
It's like everything, every industry, Hollywood, the music industry, entertainment. It's all corrupted by
Totally,
these people. You can only succeed in these types of arenas if you are corrupt as well and you're willing to go along with what they want you to do. That's the only way you will succeed.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Malibu, I mean, what do you reckon on it? Do you want to come on for a chat? Come on for a chat. Say hello, meet Rob.
Life of Brian. Hey, what a cracking movie that is.
Oh, we did that as well, didn't we? The Life of Brian. We went over that.
Yeah.
And here's the thing about the Life of Brian. They've got aliens in it, haven't they? The Life of Brian.
Yeah. Yeah.
As well. Always look on the bright side of life. That's funny. Yeah, there you go. There's a bit of sync again, boo. But this is it. Don't dwell on the negatives. People that fucking dwell on the negatives all the time are just become negative. It's a weapon. It's a weapon. It's a weapon. Just this is what the salvation is. This is what the armor of God's for. It's just the helmet. Right. Well, I'm going to get a helmet. I'm going to, you know.
I think Just Kip's got a question for you there, Rich.
To the guest, why does someone from America or New Guinea have less perspective on truth or reality? Do you want to come on, Kip? To the guest. Who's the guest?
Well, I'm assuming you're the guest because it's on my channel, so I'm assuming it means
Richard. And Michael was on Awakening Soldier. You can come on and chat. We're not here to offend anybody.
Malibu's asked me to drop the link. I'm just going to put the link up again, Rich.
Do it then. We're not here to offend anybody. We're all, if you stand on your sovereignty as a man or a woman, we're all equal. As God intended, as God made us, we're all equal. Nobody is above anybody else. But in the corporate world, where money governs control, this is when you're stepping out of the sovereign world, and then you're going into the corporation world, like your fictitious entity, your birth certificate. What's a birth certificate? I only worked this out about a week ago. Your birth certificate. You know about maritime law. Birthday, happy birthday. Now, birth, B-I-R-T-H, when you drop out of the womb, the waters break, you drop out onto the earth. You're born onto the earth. Okay. Now, birth, B-E-R-T-H, is docking. When you dock, maritime. Now you know how they play with words. Birth and birth sound exactly the same. Doesn't matter about the spelling. It's phonetic. So happy birthday means it's like birth certificate is your registration of your fictitious entity. So you can, because a corporate entity can only do business with another corporate entity. A corporate entity cannot do business with a sovereign entity. Sovereign entity is God created. You, Rob the man. That's it. You're not Mr. Wild. You're the man named Rob with the family name Wild. I'm the man, not Mr., not Sir. I'm just the man that God created. He didn't create anything else. He created a man and a woman.
Just put that link up again, Rich.
Do it again.
I'll put the link up again. Just below Malibu Sky Music, she said there. It's underneath that one. Yeah. And in between, I'd like to do a stream on Jordan Maxwell. So it's in the links between those two, Malibu. So if you want to click on that and come on in.
Click on the link and tell him that you love me. Maritime law, exactly that. Maritime law, or Admiralty law, something like that. But you got a fictitious entity. Just call it what it is. It's a fictitious entity. Your birth certificate is your registration of your fictitious entity. Happy born day. You were born out of the waters of your mother's womb onto the earth. And then you were docked. You go in the court, stand in the dock. You know, not everybody knows this. There's just so many. What do they call it? Is it confabulations? There's so many. It's double entendre. It's duality meanings of words. This is where like your legalese and all that shit comes in. You know,
Malibu's coming in, so once her little number pops up in guests, I'll bring her in.
You bring her in.
Come on in. The time is right. Not the price is right. The time is right.
Right. So we've, Rob, you actually got. I'm here to debunk the dome.
Okay.
My video, my notification video, it still says processing will begin shortly. It's a 1 minute 48-second video that I started uploading about an hour and a half ago. In fact, that was a second go.
This is what was
so something. They don't like me now because I complained. Ron gets it. Well, yeah, he mentioned it, and I think, well, you know, perhaps Ron's got a crap connection, but then I got a good connection.
Yeah.
You know, I'm hardwired. It's not Wi-Fi. I'm hardwired straight into my phone, my landline. And like I say, I can upload half-hour videos in no time at all, really. 20 minutes, maybe.
Yeah.
So, you know, but I think complaining to YouTube, right? So I can comment now on other people's videos, but you all of a sudden you say, "Oh, look at me," because of what I said to them.
You talking about debunking the dome? You see, like, right, you've got to look at, you know, look at the facts. Now, the Germans, they went to. Why did the Germans go to Antarctica?
Do you know this for a fact?
Well, it's proof. Yes, it's documented that they went to Antarctica. That is proven.
No, do you know why? Do you know why they went to Antarctica?
Do I know why?
Yeah. Oh, because we also know that
it was either one of two things. It was either to find the edge of the dome or to find the alien. Referring back to your thing about those people entrapped in the ice thing.
Yeah.
That couldn't escape.
Oh,
I believe that they went there to find the fallen angels, or the edge of the dome, or maybe both.
Yeah, but we know that the Nazis moved to America, didn't they? Into the rocket program and the science program, and you know the human experiment programs and the mind. That all come from the Nazis. That all come from the Nazis. That after the Second World War. And if they were already in Antarctica, that's pretty much, you've got the rocket program and you've got Antarctica, which is protecting.
But after the war, Rich, after the war, that was when they said, nobody else can come here. They were hiding something. They're hiding something from the general public. They do not want the public to go there. You've got to ask yourself why.
Well, it's because they don't want us going and finding out what is beyond the ice wall.
Exactly.
Now, we can only speculate what is beyond it. However, we know that there is some barrier between either outer space and our atmosphere, where it's sort of like living in a terrarium, isn't it? We're just basically, or like you said, it's like a fishbowl. It's like living in a terrarium. That's all we're doing. And I mean, you can put a cork in a terrarium, so and it just carries on growing. and that
Yeah.
you've got that ecosystem that is self-sustainable. It
Yeah.
doesn't need, ventilation for fresh air.
Exactly.
This is what God's created. He's created a terrarium. That's what we're living in.
Yeah.
The evidence is that. I mean, that is scientifically. Unless somebody says, "Well, that's not actually true," Richard.
It is true because David Yates created a terrarium. He did exactly what you
did.
said. Yes. David Yates. Yeah. Yeah. He created his own terrarium. Oh, hang on. I think we've got Malibu here.
Just Kit.
Unfortunately, I'm only going to be on for about 10 more minutes, but we'll get her in. Add to stream. There we go.
It's a he. Well, I don't know. Kit.
Oh, sorry.
Hey.
Oh, right. Sorry.
How you doing, Robert?
Hello.
Robert, can you hear me okay?
No, yeah.
Okay, right on. Hey, I just wanted to come on. Robert, I know I'm new on here, and you asked me to come on and just maybe clarify. I think I came in the middle of something, but as an American and just as a human, I maybe misunderstood something, but it's just something when I commented about we shouldn't disregard people because of their content of origin. I assure you that the vast majority of Americans that I know are wide awake, not in the liberal sense of being woke, but we're awake to it. And I don't like being categorized, and maybe I misunderstood, but I think regardless of our origin, we are able to understand truth and to see truth through the lies, and that's kind of all I was trying to get across there, Richard.
Yeah, we haven't said anything to the contrary, Kit.
I misunderstood then. It happens.
Yeah, honestly, this is why I say we're all sovereign entities. No one is above anybody else. There's different politics at play. The police are different over there than they are here.
Absolutely.
You're living there. This is why I said to Michael, your experience of life is over there. It's totally different over here. So this is what I say. I mean, I'm not here. I'm here to hopefully make friends.
Sure.
I'm not here to make any. I'm here to make friends, to share love.
Whether people agree with us or not, we welcome them. We like a discussion, don't we, Richard?
Well, we're on a chat about the dome, and then we sort of veered off of the dome onto the people. I think it might have been me mentioned about the police, and the Michael reckons the police are all corrupt. I don't reckon they're all corrupt in my experience. So now it depends how you would. If you go out and you look at the police as being your enemy, then immediately you've got a big wall between you. Whereas if I go out and I look at is that a dog?
Yeah, we've got a Jack Russell. He's barking at something in the woods.
Bring him up. I love Jack Russells. I used to have a little terrier. Hello.
My parents used to have a Jack Russell, and I'll tell you what, they got it from the farm as a puppy. It demolished the kitchen. It chewed every table leg, every chair leg. It ripped the lino off the floor. It took the wallpaper off, and its basket, which was about 3 feet deep, was gnawed to the floor.
For sure.
It was a horror.
For sure.
Oh my God. Jack Russells are known to be quite high strung. I've done a lot of animal rescue, but they're wonderful. So good afternoon, good evening, gentlemen.
Hello.
And hello to the new gentleman. What is your name on there? I can barely see. Kip? Hi, Kip.
Yeah, you can call me Kip. Yeah. Hi. Who am I? Malibu. Hello.
I'm Malibu. No. Hi.
Hello. So Richard, that's what I was wanting to say is I'm sorry, Malibu, but here in America there's a huge liberal push to defund the police, and that's to me is terrifying because you defund the police and you take people's arms away from them, their only means to defend themselves, and we're all sitting targets. Like, I can only imagine what countries, like Australians and Britons are going through, because it's basically, we should be able to recognize from what you have gone through that this is not the right path, but the 99% have such little control.
They're brainwashed though too, Kip. They
yeah,
sure.
man, too bad over here.
Weigh in on the police. I've always been one, because I lived alone as a woman in Los Angeles for a lot of my life, and I had times where I'd have to call the police because I thought somebody was breaking in. I lived on the ground floor. It was like a really old building, really easy to break into. And I had some wonderful interactions with these men that were so caring. Are you
Sure.
there?
Yeah. We heard that, Malibu.
Yeah, people are pretty deceptive, but no. So like I said, I apologize for that, because I think I came in on the tail end of a conversation when Robert was trying to get off of his live stream here. So, yeah. So that's just where I'm at. If we watch the news from Britain or India or Saudi Arabia, if we watch their news, it's just the same thing that you're watching from our news. And I'm sure the vast majority of Australians and Brits don't agree with their news, just the same as the vast majority of Americans do not agree with our news. We get it, so our news and our Hollywood do not represent us. That's, most of my friends and the people I know and have known as 50, and I'm only 51, but most people are awake, not woke, but awake.
But they still do what,
it looks like we've lost Malibu.
Yeah. Kip, can I ask you?
I don't know what's happened there.
I think the device got disconnected. Kip, did you use your channel used to be Kelborn? Is it Kellyborn or Kel? Is that you? Is it?
Yep, that's me.
So I got loads of channels, but I got another channel that isn't this channel. It's not like my backup channel for this account.
Okay.
And so he followed me. He followed you.
That's
so
me.
I was sort of sharing these things. Yes, and when it was. So it was my other me highlighted you.
Did you lose that channel? Because I lost my original Krellboyne channel.
Oh, you lost it, did you?
Oh, sure. Yeah, I was talking too much truth.
I still see you come up, mind. You still come up on my feed.
Kip. It's the same. I mean, now I'm just Kip. So I was Krellboyne Kip on this channel, and I just changed it because most people can't pronounce Krellboyne. They don't get it. They don't know what it's about. So I just made it easy.
Repeat that. Repeat the name.
Well, most people couldn't. When they tried to say Krellboyne, they didn't get it. And it's just Krellboyne is just. It's from an American sitcom called Malcolm in the Middle.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
The Krellboyne and Malcolm in the Middle were the genius. They were geniuses in the high school, but they were the nerds and the outcasts. So that's where that name comes from. That's it.
Right. Can I just intervene here quickly, right? I don't want to cut the live stream short because we've got 3 other people on here apart from myself. So I need to prepare. My partner's working. She's due home in about an hour. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the stream open if you want me to.
Yeah, please do.
Are you happy with that?
Well, reasonably. Reasonably.
If I can come back in before you finish, then that would be great. But I would normally cut off the live stream, but because there's 3 other people in here now, I'd like to keep it open if you're happy to do that.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to leave you to it.
Dave Ollie might be able to in.
Thank you, Robert. May I finish
what
I was going to say about the police? It may not be. I mean, you may all know this, but can I finish my short little thing on the police?
Please, yeah. I apologize for interrupting.
No, you didn't interrupt. I kicked myself out. It happens a lot. So the point was, back in the day, it's like I bought into that protect and serve, and they definitely showed up more like presenting like they actually did that. If you go back over like 20 years, okay? But then I noticed a change in the police where they start becoming more and more unkind, hostile. They're always there, you know, to crawl up some law-abiding, you know, Americans' backside when they're just like, I'll explain to you why I'm saying this. Like if you're driving and you're 5 miles per hour over the speed limit, they're right there. But all these horrendous crimes are going on, and where the hell are they? That's where I started losing faith in the police. It's like, you guys don't step out of your comfort zone. Where I find you is crawling up people that are mostly law-abiding, and you're not doing anything about crime. That's what I started feeling. But when all this shit went down, when they were surrendering police precincts 2 years ago, you know, with the BLM stuff and all that shit, police don't flee precincts like that without being ordered to stand down. And the whole point is, as you guys know, and I'm probably just telling you what you already know, it is all about the defunding of the police is to bring in the UN, which is the New World Order peacekeeping policing arm. They'll bring in the UN forces to police, and we will be fucked. We have got to find a way to have police reform. We, the people, we pay for all this shit, and we need to take our power back. This doesn't, okay. I mean, am I inciting a revolution? Well, no, I'm saying we've been sold a bill of goods in this country, and I can't speak to, I'm not talking about other countries, about freedom and constitution and all this crap. This is all a bunch of god darn lies, is what it turns out to be. And like somebody earlier was saying, oh, you know, I think Richard, oh, yes, please, Big Daddy, you know, protect me from the evil ones. Give me a break. They are the evil ones. They've created all this stuff. Oh, I'm not a bad person. I don't care if you read all my emails and listen to all my calls. Excuse me, I deserve to have privacy. I'm not doing anything wrong. Screw you. You know, but we don't get any privacy anymore. They've taken that. So I'm just weighing in on, I believe we need to find a way that the public, now you look at the police badge in this country, every single one has that FM symbol on it. Every police badge, if you did a Google search, images, every police badge in the United States, look what's on it. So you're up against what we've got. You've got a code of silence, and if there's good cops, they cannot speak against the ones that are not. So we're really, we have a severe problem. And so as citizens of this country and we've been lied to so much, we need to get in and weigh in on this stuff. And how do we do it when they're taking peaceful protest away from us? And they're here on YouTube, those of us that I became a creator after being harassed and bullied and stalked on here, and they're still doing it, as you saw earlier. Sure. But we're up here trying to, because we care about the world that we're living in. We care about the future generations. Is that not really what we're talking about? We care. Yes. We're just trying to unite to find a solution here. And on YouTube, it's so corrupt, it's so censored. These bullies are empowered to do this stuff. It is, I believe, the GCHQ JTRIG playbook that they operate with, whether or not they're directly with those agencies. But what they do, it's called discredit, deny, and destroy. And there's another D in there if we pulled up the GCHQ JTRIG playbook. And this is what they do. They discredit you. They say you're a liar. They call you a pedo. They call you a groomer. They say that I need my door kicked in because I use cannabis medicine because I'm sick and I have a gun to protect myself. They want my door kicked in by the feds. These people are doing the playbook of these agencies that are tasked, and I don't want to be too long-winded, but I just have to end with this. When they repealed something called the Smith-Mundt Act in the United States, which protected us against government propaganda being legal, and during the last term of Obama, they repealed that. Okay, then they put a guy into position. His name is Cass Sunstein, and he's a professor at Harvard or one of those Ivy League institutions now. But he was in government for a very long time, and he's heading up that agency where, you know how it's the Ministry of Truth, you know, in 1984 or something to that effect. So these are going to be the Ministry of Truth, and they're going to be out there protecting you from fake truth, whatever they discern or deem as fake, which is they don't want the real truth. You only get their fake truth, right? Are you guys following me here?
No, 100%.
Yeah, all agree there.
So it's like we are on this platform that is it's really vile, and I keep saying we all really need to transition away from this place because they make money off of us. They make money off of our misery. They fucking take our shit. We try to, you know, bring truth to the masses. They strike our channels and take them down. I've had that done to me.
Yeah.
So it's just like, in one way, we really need to boycott YouTube. But for now,
No,
we're still
don't
here.
do that. Malibu,
Yes,
sweetheart.
yes, Richard.
Honestly,
darling.
don't. You've got to stand your fucking ground.
Yeah.
You've got to have fun with YouTube. YouTuber is an absolute joke. How they think they're covering, how they think they're deceiving the likes of us. And you've got to look at it and think, yeah, it is a joke. And at the end of the day, it's the best platform. There's no better platform apart from the bullshit.
Yeah, but with the censorship,
you know, the censorship
that they do, like,
but at the end of the day, for us to be
edit
able
our
to,
words and shit. Sorry.
well, what are they censoring? What are they censoring? What are they censoring? There's
I
ways
did a
around
whole
being
report
censored.
on
And all of
the
a sudden,
I did.
when they actually, when they get an actual person on you rather than AI looking for trigger words, etc. You know, but staying in communication, this is the best platform for it, because unless everybody migrates to somewhere like Rockfin, and now when you got to start paying for a platform, then they got you by the bollocks, because how are you going to pay if you haven't got a digital wallet? So we got to make the most of this. Time is short.
And I agree, Richard.
Kit,
Yeah.
Can I blow you up big? Because I want to look at your Kit. Excuse me a minute. I'm going to blow you up big because I want to have a look at your sky. You're outside. I just want to have a look at your sky because it looks a bit unnatural. But let me blow you up big, and then you can carry on.
Natural? Oh, the sky.
The sky.
Oh yeah. Because
that's what they're doing.
Weird crap to the sky. Do you think those are natural clouds, or these are the fake clouds? They're the fake clouds?
No way. They're not natural. No, this is all. They've changed. I'm only 51, but they're not the same as they were when I was a kid. I used to watch. I can remember me and my friends staying back and watching clouds, and they used to change shape and all, and now they have these same dark, like, if you just look at all these dark centers, there are objects in the sky, in my humble opinion.
Yeah, it's like cottage cheese, isn't it? And what they call it, rennet. When you put rennet in milk, and it just separates. You know, it isn't natural. But honestly, the first thing I seen after you was your sky. That's know. Yeah. So, and then you got everything in the sky. You got the toxins. You got the frequencies stand out like a sore thumb.
All of it.
The vibrations and the frequencies. Look at that one. It's chemtrails. There you go. We've got flat Earth and chemtrails in the banner of bullshit roulette.
Right.
But, look at that thing in the middle. It looks like a sort of sperm going down a tunnel in the total opposite orientation to every other one.
So personally, I believe that the chemtrails, contrails, whatever you call it, they're not intended to per se poison us. That is a byproduct of it. In my opinion, there's many nefarious reasons for the chemtrails, and I think one of them is they're geoengineering, trying to play God. They're trying to reflect. They're trying to steal and reflect solar power during the day, and trying to let it release during night, so the planet doesn't boil. But ultimately, they're trying to play God, and they've been doing it for a good 15, 20 years, probably more than that, to be honest with you.
It goes back to the 60s.
For sure.
We just didn't know. We didn't have the internet then, so we didn't know what was going on.
Dave Holly, come on for a chat, mate. This is your neck of the woods.
Can I just weigh in on just the spraying shit? When I was in Europe not the last time, the second time I was in Europe, it was in 88, I believe, 89. But it's when they were having all this fruit fly crap in the United States, and the fruit flies were going to destroy all the crops. The Mediterranean fruit fly, right? So when we got off the plane, we were driving home, and I lived in Brentwood, California at the time. they were spraying. It was like 10 o'clock at night, and there was that gooey residue all over the car. We were all breathing. We all were breathing that shit. And you got to know, whenever they do that mass spraying kind of shit, it's a problem. I'm sorry. It's not what they're telling you. It's not just for that reason, in my view.
No,
Yeah.
I agree. No, I agree 100%. Hey, Richard, I want to back up real quick, and then, because I don't have a lot of time, but
friend.
Aldo, you were talking about we were talking about defunding the police and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
And
No,
so
I wasn't talking about defunding the police. Defunding the police is an operation to bring in lawlessness.
For
to
sure.
me, yeah.
I know, I
And the
agree,
New
but what
World
she
Order
was,
policing, that too.
I agree.
Sorry.
So what she was saying was that, you know, it's all, she was talking about these coincidences, perhaps maybe, that are among all the police agencies from coast to coast in America. But another thing is that they're all, most everyone that I know personally and that I see on the street, they're all wearing that black, white, and blue flag with the blue line down the middle, which does represent the thin blue line, which is
Thin
that
blue line, yeah.
And not to mention that, but these UN nations are already in America. They have established encampments in America that we are not, we don't have rights. If we enter these encampments, like in Seattle, Washington, they have one in Washington, D.C., they've got one in, I think, Shreveport or Baton Rouge, Louisiana. If we walk into those compounds, we lose our rights because we're under their rights. It's like walking into, I'm having a brain fart. What is it when we're in another country and we seek asylum at the
embassy?
The embassy, yes. Yeah. So it's like you're walking into an embassy, and those are already all over America, and the politicians are inviting them to set up establishments here, and we are paying for them. They're called smart cities.
Yeah.
Give me a minute.
Horrible.
Very smart.
Terrible. Well, the smart city is the part of the 23 Stack 'em Pack 'em agenda, which we know they've sped it up, but there's a lot more to the 2030 agenda, which I've said before, nice to meet you. I have backup channels. I've got backup channels. I'm ready to go for the cause and lose channels and get strikes and the whole thing. I've got tons of channels. You know, I've got at least 3 set up right now. I'm willing. Come on. Let's get some strikes. Let's talk some truth. Fuck it. Let's do it. The only problem is all my accounts are linked to my main account, so they could conceivably take it all down. But I really think we should get in their faces and talk about what they don't want, and don't code it or anything like that, and just be free, as we should be able to speak about. We're trying to look. We're not like I present something and you automatically go, yes, you're right. You say what you know based on your research, and anybody that's in this community, like I believe we all kind of are like this. We are researchers. We are determined to do what we can to stop what they're trying to bring on humanity or mankind, right, Richard? Not humanity. So I want to just get in their faces and speak truth to power, you know, and take the strikes and screw them. Let's do it, because I want to talk about that mafia that you can't talk about, and these things like looking at all the police badges and breaking down the fact that it's that it's a fraternal order. We know they call the police a fraternal order, so it's a brotherhood, and it is a code of silence. And also, I believe they're brainwashing these guys. So since the 911 and they militarized the police, they've given them military style equipment and rights to. And I heard, and I don't know if this is true, so it's not fully vetted, but that these guys, whistleblower soldiers, came out and said everybody entering the military now has to sign something that they have to be willing to open fire on perhaps people protesting without arms, just innocent protesters. They have to be willing to shoot at any member of the public for whatever reason on orders, if that's what they're told to do, whether or not the person's done anything that's illegal. We are really up shit's creek with not much of a paddle, but we're trying to create battles, right? That's what I believe the spirit is of all of us here. We have that same, we're kindred spirits because we care about the future of this world, and we're trying to do whatever we can to stop what's going on, and or even slow it down a little bit to maybe wake some more people up. But there's a percentage of the population we're never going to reach. They're just too far gone. And I have friends like that. They're just so brainwashed. You can't
Absolutely, yeah.
Sorry
Absolutely.
for the long-winded.
No. I'm all ears, Boo. It's you know, you don't have to shut yourself out. I'm all ears. If you've got something to say, and you're on a roll, just let it roll out.
I just get really, it does upset me because obviously our lives are in danger. I mean, this is really serious, and it's one of the things and that's why I believe a lot of the stuff on YouTube and the attacking and the drama, it's distraction, and it's to silence people. And it is, whether or not these people are directly working for the government, they can be working through shell corporations that are hiding behind direct channel marketing networks. We don't know, but I'm telling you, I've been watching this for 4 years. I've been under attack, and I watch how this thing operates, and it's a whole crew of people, and they go from channel to channel to channel, parroting the same shit. They never talk about anything real that's going on. It's all about YouTube drama. It's all about denigrating other people. I mean, I saw a video yesterday, a guy saying that he envisions me, that I'm so evil, that I'm standing with a fork and knife getting ready to eat babies. This man actually fucking said this. And in the United States, that is fucking slander. That is against the First Amendment. But because the legal system is so fucking corrupt, those people will continue to get away with this. And do you know how many people have died after being bullied to death on YouTube? And it goes on and on and on with people like that saying about people like me that I would ever in a million years want to harm anyone. It's disgusting what they do. That's the discrediting. It's fucking vile. Sorry.
It is.
But you know
no. But let me tell you something, Boo.
When I come to be with you and those fuckers come, you know that it's such fucking bullshit, and it won't stop. And I'm not even talking about them, and I want nothing to do with them, and they want me fucking dead. And I'm not being dramatic. I'm serious, and I've got the fucking proofs to prove it to you. 23 fucking false calls to the police, getting me swatted, saying I'm threatening domestic terrorism, that I'm an international terrorist. I have no desire to hurt anybody. You know, these evil people that are trying to kill us off. I mean, give them a fair trial, and then, you know, whatever must become. I know Richard doesn't believe in capital punishment, and, you know, whatever you're going to do with these people, but yeah. So I've been praying for 4 years for these people. I've been praying for them to have their, you know, come to Jesus moment, and to wake up that what they're doing, they're jeopardizing their own lives, because they're just involved in all this distraction, and their lives are at risk. Their child's lives are at risk, you know?
Yeah.
But all they want to do is this attacking of, I'm an innocent person. Did I do some things wrong? That goes back to 2019, April. I've not been involved in anything. It was right after I got swatted. I was having a nervous breakdown. I mean, what do these fucking people expect? They won't leave me alone. It's unbelievable. I'm sorry to go on like that. Sorry, not sorry. But it's just, when you're in this position, being attacked like this by these people, I'm not talking about them. I just want to be with you guys.
Yeah, well, you beat it, but this is what you haven't got to do. Firstly, you haven't got to let them get to you, and secondly, you haven't got to show them that they're getting to you. This is
I'm doing my best.
I'm not making light of it. Honestly,
what would you think if someone said that you were eating babies, and you're a person that barely even kills a fly? That somebody
I just laugh at them. I say, you're a fucking idiot. Just fuck off. You're an idiot. Not you, Rob. That was brilliant timing. Honestly, don't get to you, please. You are just wear the harder. What's that, mate?
I'm cooking dinner, so I've just popped in to just check my battery level. I'm all right for a bit, so I'll let it carry on running. I didn't want it to cut off, and you just get wiped out. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's all right, mate.
Thank you,
That's all right. Thank
Robert.
you for that. Thank you,
Thank
Rob.
You carry on. I'll have to watch
I'll be up
this
in a bit.
later.
I'll be up
I'll
in a
have to
bit.
watch this later. But I'll be back in the
Yeah.
boat.
Yeah, don't rush. Boo. Boo.
I don't want to make it. I don't want to make this about me. Okay, I'm just
No,
saying.
no.
When
You've
they
got
come in, when
you
I'm just
listen.
trying to be here with you guys, I don't want to discuss
Do
that.
it.
I'm not even here to try and
Stay fair.
tell you, oh, help me, do this for me, do this. I'm not doing that. I'm not asking for anyone for any help against this. I'm trying to get a lawyer behind the scenes because they won't stop, and they're trying to destroy my chance of even creating income for myself so that I'll become homeless. And so I'm handling it behind the scenes the best I can. I don't even talk about these people for almost over a month, but they are stalking me, Richard. As you can see, they're watching. Where are you? They're stalking you now to see where I come in so that they can create
Yeah, they are actually.
people,
Yeah.
so that people will not trust me, so that I cannot have a community. And they are denying me. That's the deny part. That's the isolation to push a person over the edge.
Boo. Don't, please, just be slow to anger. Take a bit of time out and just think.
I'm not really angry. I'm not really angry
all right, then.
as much as it's so.
It's
so
frustrating.
many people have died. You know, when this comes up, I just go into that empathy for all the people that could not stand up against this, because it's very hard to navigate.
It's not your job. It's not your role. Your role is to be the best that you can be, and when you're the best that you can be, then you can help other people. But if anybody, I'm not just talking about you, I'm talking about me. If I'm feeling like depressed or anything, the worst thing I can do is go and try and cheer up a depressed person.
Yeah.
I'm
trying to, but I want to be involved. I want to be over here. I want to talk to you guys.
Yeah, well, you just do it. And anybody, be free for however long, we're having a chat for. Anybody comes in a chat being horrible, they can just get out of it. And if somebody's sitting there, and I don't know the deep ins and outs of how you're being victimized, okay? I don't know, but while you're here, you've got a moment to. This is about being calm. We're trying to look on the bright side of life here.
Yeah,
because
life
is tough.
It is. You're right.
It's
but
tough.
Once I talk to you, I feel better because you
honestly,
are so calming and helpful.
Yeah. It's what.
Yeah, I don't want to be in that state, but I have PTSD. You know, I'm operating from the best place I can with fucking PTSD and all these other things going on, which makes your emotional life not so as solid as you'd like it to be, and it's a really difficult thing. People should PTSD, that if you really look into what it does, and the high rates of suicide for people with PTSD. So it's a really tough way to live. And I keep getting re-traumatized by these lunatics lying about me when I'm not what they say. And I can't. I just try to go back to redeem and show who I am by talking with people like you and God and all that. And if I click on any of these things where these people are, you remember when James D came in and he was so nice, and I thought I'll go over and check out James D, even though he's surrounded by people that hate me. And I click in, and I had backtracked because they'd been on for a while. This is God, though. You have to understand. I click in right when these people start talking about me. And he goes, so what is this about Malibu Sky? Is she a troll? And these people that don't even know me are, yeah, she's a troll. She's a troll. I am not a troll. I have never been a troll. Right. These people are trolls. They wear it as a badge of
boo.
Yeah.
This is what I recommend. Say, I am not a troll. Full stop.
Full stop.
Close that book. Get on with maintaining your heart. Don't let them get to your fucking head, and don't let them get to your heart. Honestly, hate. Why is the world so full of hatred? It's because the world has been manipulated to be hateful. to be selfish.
But they're ginning it up. They're ginning it up with the frequencies and everything.
You need to stand outside of the script. It's a drama.
Yeah.
You need to stand outside.
I know.
And just take that moment and call it slow to anger, because it's making you, it's agitating you, and agitation is angry. Be slow to anger. I can't. I'll get the bit of scripture up on another tab a minute, because
okay. I am working on that with you, and it's if you talk to me privately, which maybe later on I'll do a stream and we can
do that later on,
live, but then we will have a private behind the scenes, and then I'll tell you everything I've been going through. And that's why it's very hard for me to regulate, because I get upset because I'm very stressed, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't need this. I'm not here to try to harm anybody. I would even help the worst of these people, what they've done. Even the guy that said that, if he called me and said, I need help, I have a problem, could you help me? I would, because that's the way I am. I would help any one of these people.
Listen. To help somebody else, you need to be 100% yourself. That is crucial. That is crucial, because at the end of the day, you are your own being. You're not responsible for anybody else apart from you and those that you give birth to. I haven't got any children, so I'm just. Well, you've taken dominion over your animals. You are caring for your animals, and that is your choice. And that's it. It comes down to, but we cannot be. If you, me, Kip, Dave, Rob, we all just want to wake the world up to love, destroy the hate. Don't even destroy the hate. You just replace a bad habit with a good habit. Replace hate with love. You haven't got, it's like.
I agree with you. But Richard, you have to understand, you and I have had long conversations. I'm not always like this. It's when I come in and I think we're going to have a nice little natter. And then these people come in trying to badmouth me. What does this have to do with them? It's just so sick and ridiculous.
Yeah. But
and I will pray for them. I'll pray for them. I do
pray for them and then move on.
Just doesn't do much good praying for these people. I've been praying
for
them.
You pray once. Let's
talk about something else. I'm not trying to make it about me. I'm not here for that.
No. Listen. Look at me. I'm calm as a cucumber. Look at Rob. He's calm as a cucumber. Look at Kev. He's calm as a cucumber.
But you're not being gang stalked for 4 years.
Yeah. I'm not saying it's not scary or everything negative.
It is. We'll go back to why this came up. Why this really came up is because we're talking about the police. So let's go back to the conversation. 23 calls.
Yeah.
And one of these people goes on Craigslist and says, I'm an international terrorist with my real name, that no one is safe around me. This is the links they're going to. Placing ads in Craigslist saying I'm an international terrorist. But the point was that the police, in the beginning, I was told contact the FBI and file an internet crime report, which I did. Many, they do nothing. So then a year ago, around COVID, I called again. They said that defers to local law enforcement. We are not involved. The FBI is not involved, even though they keep telling people to go that route. So you got to go back to your local precinct. So that's what I did. They kept downgrading that. 23 false calls. At least one of those has to be a felony, but they made them all misdemeanors and refused to do anything about it. So that is the main reason why we got a little sidetracked. Why I'm trying to tell you about the complicity of the police, perhaps working in conjunction with, God only knows. This is really, it's very scary when you become like where I don't even want the police to know where I live. I don't trust them, and I do not want them to know where I live, because they won't do anything against these people, which means my life continues to be in danger. And they're calling the police saying I'm threatening to slit people's throat. And the police do nothing, but one day they're going to arrive here and I could end up shot and killed. and we got real problems on many levels. And this internet terrorism, it's considered crime. It's not internet. Internet terrorist is a different thing, but these are crimes, and against vulnerable people such as I. There needs to be legislation to stop this. Just like children shouldn't be bullied, vulnerable adults, people with autism, people with Asperger's, people with Down syndrome. You just don't beat on certain people. You just leave them alone, you know. But and that there needs, because people won't stop in here. I'm going to have to get involved in like legislation in my country, because I know you said I have to be 100%, and I will get 100%. And when I do, this is one of the things I plan to do, is I'd like to get on that congressional floor. And YouTube needs to be sued, class action, for all the lives that have been lost on here. It's really tragic, and I am championing for that. So understand that is part of my mission, to spread awareness about that. So that's why I do this. Sometimes I have to articulate to people how dangerous it is on here. It is very dangerous.
You need to know this and not react to it. If you cannot listen, Boo, you cannot go and give advice to somebody else if you are in the same position. You are getting baited. You got to learn to say, right, fuck it. I know what's happening. I know what's being done to me. And if you want to champion a cause, you need to have survived it.
Yeah.
And I know this.
I'm not strong enough yet.
No, it's not. It's not about strength. You're strong. It's not about strength. Your approach is, firstly, you're trying to. Let me give you this little like a real life analogy. Okay, so when I was campaigning with the victims of child abuse, okay, historic child abuse, like stuff going back to the 60s.
Yeah.
They were called victims until one man stood up, Mickey Summers, and lost the shame that was put upon him by the pedophiles. Okay, this is how pedophiles work. They put the shame on the victim. Okay, that's how they work. Until this one man stood up, boom, and he stood up, no fear. He got angry with the system, because the police shut down. All the councils, the local councils shut down. The regional councils shut down. They lost his papers, so they didn't. They still existed. The judiciary shut him down. But he carried on, 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 he carried on. He carried on. But in his strength, without so much letting them get to him, because he did have a support. He had a massive support network come the end of it, and he actually evoked a load of victims that were in their isolation, being victims, like people in their 50s and 60s that have been abused in the social care system in Britain. You know, but he stood up and he united all these people, just come out of their isolation, because they thought it was just them, and the way that they've been indoctrinated and nurtured by their persecutors, by these dirty fuckers that prey on children. You know, all of a sudden, boom, they came out. But Mickey was a strong man, and he waited 50 years. He was 12 when he was taken into care, because he was a reprobate, because he wouldn't go to school, because a teacher was abusing him at school. So because he truanted, no, I'm not going to school, they treated him as a reprobate, and he ended up, it's about 30 miles from me, Langton in Lamport, Brooklands remand home. He got taken there, and on the way, as a 12-year-old boy, he got raped in this transit van. But he waited and waited and waited. He did his military service. He came out. It didn't. He had a goal, and his goal was to get justice for Mickey. That's it called. If you look up Justice for Mickey online, or hashtag Justice for Mickey, there's a chance that Mickey Summers, his name is. To me, he's an absolute hero. He's probably the biggest hero I know. But all of a sudden, all these groups started forming. like the Shatter Boys, which are big in this country. There are loads of these little, just these individuals that come together in unity. It's like these Cersei children, and then the classroom bully walks in and shut these positive little children down. No, it didn't work, because these 30 little children just unified against the negative.
Rich,
Yes,
I just
mate.
want to say I'm going to have to cut it off in about 5 minutes, my friend. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to have to my beloved other stop.
We went all over the
So
place. I want to share.
We've got about 5 minutes.
I can go live next if you want to keep talking.
Yeah, I quite like to carry on.
All right, I'd like to do that. Richard, thank you so much for hosting.
Let me share.
And have a good meal.
Can you delete somebody out off of? Can you get rid of that Daddy's little wiki? Let me just share. Get rid of him, please, Rob. I can't do it.
It's done.
Yeah. I want to share one last thing, because Kip had mentioned about smart cities. I think it was Kip mentioned about smart cities. Now, if you'll allow me, Rob, just to share my screen, I want to.
Yeah.
I've been posting this, and then.
I apologise. I've got to go. But
don't apologise, Rob.
I know.
Right. So you think you're smart, eh? You got a smartphone, a smart watch, and a smart television. I'm getting attacked there. See that?
What? What happened?
I've got malware.
What's that?
Somebody's trying to infiltrate me. They won't get past me. Right, I'll start again. So you think you're smart. You've got a smartphone, a smart watch, and a smart television. That makes you smart, eh? You live in a smart city, in a smart house with smart locks, smart lights, a smart stereo, a smart heating system, and your energy usage is monitored by a smart meter. You drive or will be driven in your smart car that's parked in your smart garage, and the name of your town is Smartsville. Okay? Smart. Definition: to cause or be the cause or seat of a sharp, stinging pain. Also, to feel or have such a pain. To feel or endure distress, remorse, or embarrassment. To pay a heavy, stinging penalty. And the definition, it is from old English, smart and be painful. And this is the definition of smart. And you remember smart, Rob? Oh, that's smart.
Yeah.
That hurts. Yeah. So ultimately, anything is smart. Therefore, smart is stupid.
Yeah.
I just thought I'd like to share that.
There's nothing smart about technology. Nothing smart whatsoever. It's designed to infiltrate, to rob you, to steal from you, to monitor you, and take everything away from you. Absolutely. You will be happy. You will own nothing and be happy.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, we're gonna be off in a bit, Mo. But if you find Malibu's channel, we're gonna go over there for a chat in a bit later. Maybe make a brew, maybe about 10:30, Boo. Something like that. If you want to carry on, just
I just want to say, Rich, at this point, thank you everybody for joining tonight. I've enjoyed the comments. I've enjoyed the feedback. It's been great to have so much, you know, what's the word I'm looking for?
Interaction and input. Interaction and input. Yeah. It's been brilliant. It's been brilliant.
Yeah.
So, right, Rob, so your summarization on the dome, is the dome real or not?
Yes.
My
belief, I look at the Bible, and it tells me that God created the earth with a dome, a firmament above us, the waters above and the waters below. He separated those waters, the seas were created, land was risen, and that's where we live on an earth. And I hasten to add, or I stipulate, that it's a flat earth. It's not a fucking globe.
No, well, what it's not, friend. Earth is bumpy, Rob, but water maintains level in the ideal conditions.
Exactly. You cannot
There you go.
curve
So
water. You
flat
cannot
Earth.
curve water.
The term flat Earth was a psyop because it can be debunked. No, it's not. It's got mountains and valleys. That's not flat. But level water. So the flat Earth, the term flat Earth was a psyop because it can be easily debunked. But level water is the thing, and the scientific evidence we can have, if we believe in the heliocentric model, is that you cannot have a vacuum next to a pressurized environment without a barrier.
Yeah.
So that's the scientific proof. Simple as that. And boats disappear, zoom in, boats reappear.
Yeah.
So that's the only two things I need to know. Really?
Rich, that was the turning point for me about flat Earth.
Yeah.
The first thing that caught my attention, because I used to believe the boats disappeared over the horizon.
Yeah.
You get a powerful telescope or powerful binoculars, and straight away that boat comes back into view. If it's disappeared over the curve, there's no way you would be able to see it. No way.
Absolutely.
Impossible.
And if a boat went over the horizon, like we say, it would go over like that.
Yeah.
You'd see it tilt away. It would tilt away. And they don't.
Yeah.
Look at masted boats. They don't tilt away like that.
Yeah.
They just go like straight out.
It's all about perception. It's like the sun. When the sun moves across the sky, right? When it moves away, people say the sun sets. It doesn't set, it just moves away. But our perception, it looks like it's going down. But it's moving away from us.
Yeah.
And there's one scripture I can't remember the scripture, but it's in Joshua, right? For people that believe that we are on a spinning ball and that the sun is the center of the universe is absolute bollocks. Because when the Bible says that when in that battle with Joshua, he stopped the sun, he made the sun stand still. So it's not the earth moving, it's the sun that's moving. He kept the sun in the sky so that they could finish their battle. And that's in the Bible. It's not the earth that moves, it's the sun that moves.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Timepiece.
And that's proof. That's Bible proof. If God would have said, right, I'm going to make the earth stand still. But he didn't. He said, I'm going to make the sun stand still. So what does that tell you? The sun is moving, not the earth. Crystal clear to me. Crystal clear.
Like I say, Rob.
On that note, my friend, I'm going to go.
Yeah, but this is what I say, Rob. For those that don't believe the Bible, we need another proof of the we'll call it the flat earth model. We need another proof for those that say, it's a fucking load of bullshit, the Bible. So we just say, this is where we say, well, there you go, this is not biblical. Boat disappears, boat comes back. Vacuum, pressurized system. Needs a
but everything that science tells us, Rich, is based on scientism. It's the Bible says on the foundation.
No, forget the Bible, Rob, because if you're trying to educate people that don't believe in God, they believe in the Big Bang, so they don't believe the Bible.
Yeah, right. I understand that.
We need to educate people that don't believe. I've never heard of the Bible. Let's just say they've never heard of the Bible. You might as well be talking to people.
It's all about human perception, Rich. That's
I know that.
Human perception, that's the proof.
No, it's visual. It's visual. It's visualization. It's observable truth.
Yes, observable proof. Thank you.
Which is scientism. Which is science.
Yeah.
And that's it. But this is some people mock it because they've been taken away from the concepts of God. The Bible does not mean that. In fact, they will ridicule the Bible. So to bring the Bible into it is, for certain people, ain't wise.
Right. We'll stop you there, Rich. My battery warning is going to cut off any minute. So I want to say quickly, thank you, everybody. Anybody who's still on watching, thank you for joining us. Thank you for your comments. And you are going to carry on with Malibu, aren't you? On her channel, am I correct?
Yeah, I'm gonna have 15 minutes, and I'm gonna, if Boo's up for it, I'll quite fancy having just a little chat about, chilling, really.
Yeah.
All
And
right, mate.
listen, I
I'm going to
already
go.
set this.
I'm
I
going to cut
set
this
the
off
stream
now.
up. It's ready, but I can't drop the link. So the stream is already set up for a half an hour from now. Okay.
Okay, though. Quarter to
Malibu,
11. Yeah.
Malibu. I love your accent. I love the American accent.
Oh, thank you. I love your accents. I do a terrible English accent. Listen, my great grandmother was born in Surrey. My grandmother was born in Glasgow. My grandfather comes from the Isle of Wight or the Isle of Man. I always get it confused. I've got a lot of. I mean, we are my father's first generation American. My mother was first generation Canadian because everyone else was from the old country. So.
Mine's 57. Right, I'm going to go.
Yeah.
I'm going to go. Thank you
so much. It's been
Good night,
wonderful.
everybody.
All right, mate.
Thank you. Love you.
Bless you, Rob. Thank you ever so much for that. And
Bye-bye, everybody.
I hope
Good night.
you didn't. All right, my friend. I hope you didn't burn your dinner. All right, Rob. Go on then. All right, Rob.
Yeah, I'm pressing end, but it's not ending.
No, I'll off out, and then all you got to do is just push end. But that was interesting. That's worth a rewatch. That was.